Good afternoon. Have you guys had a good day? Why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? What an amazing day. Thank you all again for coming here to Miami from all over the state. Truly, this is a historic day. Well, I want to give a report on the outcome of the service projects that we participated in. Together, you filled 1,200 backpacks, 6,000 hygiene kits were completed, 950 pillowcase disaster kits, and 1,000 care packages for veterans. That's truly awesome. Thank you so much. Like we mentioned earlier, the projects that you participated in today will literally benefit thousands of people here in South Florida. And really, there's no better way that we can celebrate our 20th anniversary than through service. So earlier today, you participated in a simultaneous national swearing in with thousands and thousands, up to 50 to 75,000 other AmeriCorps members across the nation. One of the things that we were not able to do due to timing was listen to the remarks from President Obama. So we wanted to spend a few minutes now before we get into our afternoon program and kick it off with the remarks from President Obama.
Starting off as a community organizer, I would not be standing here if it were not for service to others and the purpose that service gave my own life. Now, I moved to Chicago to become a community organizer in parts of that town where steel plants had closed down and hope had dried up. And I wasn't sure what I was doing. I wasn't sure that I'd be successful. I was working with a group of churches out there, and we didn't have a lot of funding. And I think my starting salary was $13,000 a year, and gas expenses. But what I found was that with patience and dedicated effort, I could make a difference. It wasn't always 100% of what I wanted. Sometimes it was just 20%. Sometimes it was just 50%. But it turned out that you could nudge history forward. You could shape it. You could see the lives of people that you cared about improving because of this blood and sweat and tears you were putting into it. And then I found a community for myself. And I began to understand what citizenship meant, not just some abstraction, not just words on a page, not just rights and privileges, but duties and responsibilities. And it gave me a sense of direction about how I wanted to live my life. So as it turned out, the idea of making a difference in other people's lives made a difference in mine. It made me whole, gave me center, gave me a compass. And that, when I look out on all these young people, Bill, is what's going to happen to them. Most of them are probably already a lot more sophisticated than I was at that time, and probably more gifted and more talented. But that's why when I look out, I can't describe how inspired I am, because in each of you I see unfurling all the incredible, wonderful things that you're going to be doing in your lives. 20 years after President Clinton signed and swore in that first AmeriCorps class, more than 900,000 Americans have learned the same lesson that I learned by serving through AmeriCorps. And they come from all walks of life, small towns, big cities, all backgrounds, all age groups. They've done everything from deliver emergency relief in the aftermath of disasters, to staffing health clinics in underserved communities, to helping veterans find jobs. They've touched millions of lives. They've helped America become stronger and more resilient and more united. So, Bill, you were right. AmeriCorps has changed the life of our nation. And now it's up to us to make sure it continues. Because we're not just here to celebrate what's already been achieved, we're here to rededicate ourselves to the work that lies ahead. And the world, we're here to get things done. We are here to get things done. My administration's been determined to build on the foundation that President Bush and President Clinton and both Presidents Bush laid. We are determined to help AmeriCorps succeed. We've seen the outcomes that AmeriCorps members produce, improved literacy in the schools where they work. So if we're smart, Congress will fund this calling that's meant so much to so many and keep AmeriCorps strong. And we'll keep doing our part. That's why I created a task force on national service last year to find new ways to expand and improve national service. We've tested innovations. We're creating new models of partnership. We've reached out to the private sector. So AmeriCorps is as effective today as it's ever been. We've created new AmeriCorps programs to address specific needs. For example, FEMA Corps trains and deploys national service members to help communities recover from disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes. School Turnaround AmeriCorps sends talented individuals into underachieving schools. The new Justice AmeriCorps will pair AmeriCorps members who are lawyers and paralegals with unaccompanied immigrant children to get them legal help. STEM AmeriCorps is mobilizing scientists and engineers to inspire young people to discover and tinker and innovate and make things. And we've brought businesses and nonprofits on board. So we've seen again and again how national service helps people, young people gain valuable skills and training, and employers have noticed. So we want to do more to help talented national service members find good jobs after they wrap up their service. And that's the idea behind an initiative we're announcing today called Employers of National Service. If you are an employer, if you're an employer who wants to hire talented, dedicated, patriotic, skilled, tireless, energetic workers, look to AmeriCorps, look to the Peace Corps.
Let's give the president a round of applause. You do know that he wasn't only speaking to the AmeriCorps members in DC, but he was speaking to all of you. You are part of this historic day. You are truly an inspiration. The fact that you have given a year of your life to serve is truly something that I admire. You're a part of a national movement. As we've all talked about, 900,000 individuals in 20 years have served. And this year, you're serving alongside 75,000 other Americans. So let's go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause again. It's now my honor to recognize someone else that is a true inspiration. If Rebecca Fishman-Lipsey could come on stage. We have a very special award that we're presenting today. The AmeriCorps Alums 20th Anniversary Local Leader Award. Let me tell you a little bit about Rebecca. Rebecca, who served as a Teach for America member for 2 years in New York, and also as the Executive Director of Teach for America here in Miami-Dade County, was recently appointed by Governor Rick Scott to serve in the State Board of Education. She has served as a public school teacher and specializes in growing social impact organizations, companies, and campaigns. She has been named the best role model by Miami Today magazine and best nonprofit executive by the International Stevie Awards for Women in Business. The AmeriCorps Alums 20th Anniversary Local Leader Award is given to alums who are committed to a lifetime of service and who bring Americans together to strengthen our communities. Rebecca, it's my honor to present this award to you.
Oh my God, this room is so full. Hi, congratulations on your 20-year anniversary. I know about anniversaries. I just celebrated my 10-year wedding anniversary, which I thought that was a really big deal until I got the invitation to this. And there I was thinking, my husband and I have committed ourselves to each other for 10 years. And then I see that 900,000 people have committed themselves to AmeriCorps over the course of 20 years. So thank you for showing me up, AmeriCorps. But then I thought to myself, like, what does it take to get 900,000 people to commit to service? So I'm curious how they got you. I'll tell you how they got me. 10 years ago, the day after I married my husband, Jay, I joined Teach for America. I taught 4th grade, and then the next year I taught 5th grade in Harlem, New York, in a school with an 8% graduation rate. Ironically, it was next door to City College, so every day I would walk up the hill, see City College, I know I'm little, see City College in the background, and think about the obstacles that my students were gonna have to fight through in order to get an equal shot in life. And it filled me with fury and fueled me in my service. And I worked, the way that you all work, and I was exhausted. I used to fall asleep regularly at the dinner table with company over. And I know that you all in service or in your service in the past know the physical and emotional and spiritual exhaustion of giving of yourself at that level. But there were a lot of lessons that came along with that experience, and I genuinely believe that I would not have the opportunity to sit on the State Board of Education had I not seen the domino effect of my own service in action. And a handful of the lessons that I learned were about myself. I learned about the power of my own voice. I learned about my own passions. It opened up my entire career, and things that I never even knew that I was good at, I learned that I was good at when I was put to the challenge for other people. But I also learned a lot about other people. I learned about the value of empathy. I learned that people are genuinely good. And I think, anytime that I hear again that people are selfish, I am gonna replay in my head a snapshot of today and this rock concert of service to remind myself that deep down, there are so many people in this country and in this city and in this state who commit themselves so selflessly to other people. And so, this is a huge honor to me, but I have to be honest, I'm just really proud to consider you all my colleagues in this effort to make a better world. So thank you all for what you do, and I'm really touched that you've recognized me. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Let's give Rebecca another round of applause. All right. Well, now I have a really fun job. I get to recognize some other very special people. So we have a host committee that helped put this event together, and literally without the host committee, this day would not have been possible, especially our service projects. So I want to recognize our host committee members. So Volunteer Florida, we are so grateful for 4 special organizations that really stepped up. We had many organizations that helped make this possible, but there's specifically 4 organizations that served in our host committee that I want to recognize. So if I could have the following people join me on stage: Vivian Borges, wow, I did not realize how popular you were. All right, so Vivian, for those of you who don't know, it sounds like everyone knows Vivian already, but she's the Managing Director of Programs and Services for City Year Miami. So just want to thank Vivian and City Year Miami for their service. Thank you. Vivian, why don't you stay on stage? Next, we have Brent McLaughlin, Executive Director of Branches. Is Brent here? No? Okay. Denise Rainey, the Program Manager at Branches, is accepting the award on Brent's behalf. Next, we have James Hagan, Regional Manager, American Red Cross, South Florida. And finally, we have Kristen Calder, CEO, Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. Again, let's give a huge round of applause to Vivian in City of Miami, Denise with Branches, James with American Red Cross, and Kristen with Literacy Coalition. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right, well, we have a very special guest that's going to be here in just a few minutes, but I'm going to continue on with some other recognitions. So we have, as I mentioned earlier today, we have many of our Volunteer Florida commissioners are here. I want to introduce 3 of our commissioners that stayed throughout the entire day. We have Jerry Roden, Commissioner Roden. We have Commissioner Frank Napo and Commissioner Vansalupis. Thank you to our commissioners who were appointed by the governor, who really manage and govern the Volunteer Florida and are just huge champions and advocates for the work that all of you do. I want to thank our special guest speakers. Let's give our guest speakers a round of applause. There's also some other programs that really stepped up to volunteer. I want to recognize those programs. Centro Campesino, Communities and Schools of Jacksonville. A special shout out to Wade Johnson. Great job, Wade. Thank you. The AmeriCorps alums. Any AmeriCorps alums in the house? The AmeriCorps alums came early. They helped set up and they helped volunteer. Thank you guys for your service. Peacemakers. Where's Peacemakers? Let's give Peacemakers a round of applause. The Arc of Jacksonville, thank you. Communities and Schools Miami. And again, just thank you to all of our programs who helped make this event possible. Well, now it is my distinct honor to introduce the mayor of Miami-Dade County, Mayor Jimenez. Let's give the mayor a round of applause.
Thank you very much. How's everybody doing? All right. It's a pleasure for me to be here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps, and to celebrate the spirit of service that binds us all together. How many of you are actually from Miami? Okay. So the rest of you are from out of town, I suppose, right? How do you like Miami? Yeah, I like it too. It's a pretty cool place. You know, just yesterday, as we took time to commemorate the tragic events of September 11th, I mentioned how our response to such an inexplicable evil was immediately engaged in service toward others. Our tradition of volunteerism and service is a hallmark of our character as a nation and central to how we meet our challenges. We see this in our communities every single day. Men and women who give of their time and talents to help others, to place service above self. You know, it was Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose life was dedicated to fighting for others, who once said that everybody can be great because anybody can serve. It's that greatness through service that we are here to celebrate today. Earlier this year, I joined Volunteer Florida for the Mayor's Day of Recognition for National Service. We took the time to recognize the more than 16,000 people of all ages and backgrounds who are helping to strengthen our community and increase civic pride and participation through national service. Whether it's City or Miami, engaging students and young people to help improve our schools, to our senior Corps volunteers who are affectionately known as foster grannies, the opportunity to help someone else knows no limits. These are all regular people who become great through serving others. They do it by tutoring and mentoring children, supporting veterans and military families, providing health services, protecting our environment, responding to disasters, increasing economic opportunity, and recruiting and managing volunteers. They all help make Miami-Dade County a much better place to live. These are the unsung heroes. Every day they head out quietly and without fanfare, and they touch and improve the lives of so many others. Today's celebration of 20 years of service by both Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps is a fantastic way to highlight the impact of this service, and most importantly, to inspire more people to get involved in helping our communities. Finally, I'm a proud member of the board of City Year Miami. I've seen the work that many of you do and how important it is for all of those who benefit from your generosity, including our children and our less deprived children that really, really need your help. I am very grateful for the dedication and sacrifice that you have shown, and for all you do to help Miami-Dade County and our county and our country stronger, safer, and healthier. All of you deserve a big round of applause. Now, it's my pleasure to present a proclamation naming today Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps' Day. Chester, if you can come up. Whereas the Florida legislature created Volunteer Florida in 1993 to administer AmeriCorps in Florida, and in 1994, the first class of 20,000 AmeriCorps members began serving in more than 1,000 communities nationwide, and whereas national service expands economic opportunity by creating more sustainable, resilient communities and providing experience, career skills, and college scholarships for those who serve, and whereas more than 24,000 Florida residents have served 25 million hours through AmeriCorps, with over $30 million in scholarship money invested at Florida colleges and universities, providing vital support to our people and improving the quality of life in our state and our local communities. And whereas Volunteer Florida strengthens our communities by administering high-impact national service programs, promoting volunteerism, and managing volunteers and donation in disasters, and whereas Miami-Dade County supports and recognizes the 20th anniversary of Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps and affirms its support for these vital programs, not only locally, but across the entire state of Florida. Now therefore be resolved that I, Carlos Jimenez, Mayor of Miami-Dade County, Chairwoman Rebecca Sosa, and the members of the Board of County Commissioners on behalf of Miami-Dade County and this community do hereby proclaim Friday, September 12, 2014 as Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps Day. Congratulations. Do you have anybody taking pictures? Okay, let's go. Thank you very much. May God bless you all. Enjoy your stay in Miami. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. That was truly an honor. Thank you for welcoming us to your county. Let's give the mayor a round of applause. Well, part of me wishes this day could go on and on. Maybe we could extend this to tomorrow, but unfortunately, we're at the end of the day. Again, do you guys have fun today? Do you want to do this again? We need to try to make this an annual tradition. Don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try to make that happen. Well, we are proud to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Volunteer Florida and AmeriCorps with all of you. Again, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for the work that you are doing throughout the state to make our state a better place. It's an honor to be able to work with each one of your organizations and support the work that you're doing in communities statewide. I would encourage you to check out our website, volunteerflorida.org, next week. We're going to have tons of pictures from today on our website, so go check that out. Also, you can look for Volunteer Florida on Facebook and Twitter. And also, I want to recognize a very important group, the Volunteer Florida staff. Raise your hand if you're in the Volunteer Florida staff. They're in back. They're all around making this happen. But I just want to give a round of applause to the Volunteer Florida staff. Putting this event on has been really a second full-time job for them, and they've just done a great job. And they are so committed to the work that all of you are doing. We're blessed to have the staff that we do at Volunteer Florida. So thank you guys for all of your hard work and your commitment to service. Thank you all for being here. Safe travels and have a great year of service.